What is up? Welcome back. The new version of Platinum Playbook is here, and the past 24 hours I've been playing as much as possible, so I'm going to give you all of the tips and everything that I've learned the last 24 hours, and hopefully makes your Platinum Playbook experience a little bit better. Thanks to everybody that came out to the stream yesterday, or the day before yesterday, when we did stream Platinum Playbook at the start. Certainly much improved from the old My NBA 2K versions. Y'all are going to have to let me know in the comments, what do you think of this event? How far have you gotten? Haven't really had too much trouble just yet, but I don't know. We'll just have to see if we have the cards in order to get it done later on, because I could certainly see it being a problem. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit the sub button. Everything else is in the description if you want to check it out. If I do forget anything though, if you did learn other stuff besides for what we have now, definitely post that in the comments as well. We want to make everybody's Platinum Playbook experience a little bit better. Now, first thing, this is obviously only going to apply for this weekend, but hopefully you've been collecting your free packs. They have been giving out point doublers because there is problems with ads. And like I said, it's only going to be this weekend, so it's not going to apply if you watch it in future Platinum Playbooks, unless, of course, they screw up again. I mean, who really knows? But as you see right now, we are on the perimeter card, which still haven't had much trouble. The deck is, what is that, 450 million. Now, coming up with a deck that works every single card is obviously gonna depend mostly on what cards you have. There's certainly an ideal type of card that you want to use, and we're gonna go over those types of cards. But if you don't have those cards, I want to give you a couple other things that maybe you should keep in mind when selecting your cards, and I've actually noticed that they do a fairly decent job with making it comparable, as far as no matter what you select, as long as you are close to that 450 million, or as long as you're close to the salary cap, whatever tier you're on. At least that's what I've found so far going through this. It doesn't matter what tier it is, as long as you're close to that, they make a pretty comparable deck on their side. Now, there has yet to be a single card that I have played against with the cards that I put in that was better than my best card. Last year in my NBA 2K, or the year before that when my NBA 2K had Platinum Playbook, there was often times in which whatever deck I selected, some of the decks I faced had a card or two that was better than any card in my deck. Now, you might not always get your cards, but I have found that every single card is at least my tier, or the best tier that I put in there, or lower. Now, when it comes to selecting which cards you're going to put in for each single deck, there's obviously top choices you want to select. And the first of those top choices are going to be road trip cards. Now, this is crazy. I mean, it might change in the future. I don't know. But what I have found out is that road trip cards count as a single when it comes to the deck you're facing. So this Larry Bird right here, even though it is obviously the stats are like a pro, it actually counts as a single diamond. So their deck against the opponent is going to have a single diamond, not a pro, but a regular single. Same with this Damian Lillard. It's going to be a single onyx for the road trips. So yeah, if you have any road trip cards, put them things in there, because that is definitely your number one. To go along with road trip cards is event cards, and the reason why event cards are really good is because they apply stat boosts to the entire deck. So whatever events cards you have, put those things in there. You're going to want to add those in there because you're going to want these stat boosts. And as we do gameplay, you'll see stats actually accumulate just every single boost. So every single boost your card, stats are going to accumulate over and over and over throughout the entire game. So I put in as many event cards as I had. We got the Damian Lillard, we got the Steve Nash, we got the Breonna Stewart, which again, this counts as a Diamond Pro. All of the cards that the AI uses is regular base tier cards. No special cards, no event cards. So if you use a Diamond Pro, they'll have a Diamond Pro, except it'll be a regular Diamond Pro. And then I think those are the only three. No, we have one more, Dirk Nowitzki. And as you know, the tiers go up, I'll put in higher and higher tier event cards. After the event cards, you're going to want to put in special cards, like these warm-up cards. This counts as a regular Diamond Pro. Now, the stats aren't crazy better than regular Diamond Pros, but they're still better than Diamond Pros, regular Diamond Pros. So after you have used up all of your event cards, you're going to want to use special cards, whatever special cards you have in there. So we got the John Havlicek, we got the Patrick Ewing, we got the single Trae Young for a Vortex, we got the Brittany Griner, another Vortex. All of these are just regular singles, and it's going to count as regular singles for the AI deck. No special cards, no event cards, and so it certainly helps the most if you have Road Trip, number 1, and then event cards, number 2, and then 3 special cards. Now let's say you really don't have any special cards or any event cards, you're just a regular player, you haven't really grinded that much. What cards do you put in? Well, your next best choices are going to be all of the cards that have the most in their stat boosts with activation. Like this Diamond Pro Kobe Bryant, 55 to all stats. Now that only applies to him, but it does apply all stats. And like I said, stats are going to accumulate throughout the entire game. So if this activates in the first quarter, you'll get 55 to all stats. If you get his card again in the second quarter, and it activates, those 55 will go on top of the previous 55, so it'll actually be 110 in every stat. So if you don't have any special cards, you don't have any event cards, you don't have any road trip cards, look for all of the cards that have the stat boosts to multiple cards. This is an Isaiah Thomas. It's a good card, but it's only to playmaking. I'm going to skip it. I'm not even going to put it in. Jokic, offense, rebounding, playmaking. He goes in. That's 3 stat boosts. Put the guys with the most in there. Carmelo Anthony, skip him. Don't even worry about him. Paul George, skip him. Don't even worry about him. Ray Allen, skip him. Don't even worry about him. Lisa Leslie, 55 to all stats. User, you want these stat boosts to accumulate throughout the game. If you're facing regular diamonds, regular Diamond Pros, these stat boosts, these activations are going to help you later on in the game. Jason Tatum, offense, defense, playmaking, use them. Becky Hammond, offense, defense, playmaking, use them. Hopefully you understand the point. So now that we got the deck and the cards that you want to use per tier, and like I said, it's going to be really dependent on what cards you actually have. Now, like I said, ideally you're going to want to use all road trip cards, every road trip card you have. Secondly, you're going to want to use all event cards. And then thirdly, you're going to want to use special cards. And it really, you really don't need the bronzes. Honestly, you really don't need the bronzes. I have found that like having the bronzes like we did before really isn't that big a deal. Like if you want to, you know, put in 3 or 4, if you have higher tiered like special Vortex Pros and you only fill out 2 of these rows, but they're event cards, you know, you're going to want to eventually use them, and you can put in bronze pros. If the activation applies to the bronzes, then that's good. But I've really found that, you know, you really don't need them. Just whatever you have, come up with a deck that's somewhat balanced, or you want to do high and then low bronze, that is also fine. As far as how the game mode works and how you get points, I'm sure you have figured that out by now. It's just the amount of matchups you win per quarter. It accumulates. You can get renown doublers, which double the points. Maximum you can get in a game is 16 points. That's the maximum. Maximum is always 16 points. And so the amount of points per quarter are going to change and vary. But total for the entire game, 16 is your max that you can get. So if you double that, it's 32. Now, as far as what card to select, I typically always select the lowest card and never a card that is an event card or a card that applies to the entire team. So Derrick Rose, he's close enough to be the lowest card. We're just going to put him in there because those stats are going to add up over time, over each quarter. You'll have a juice card in the end. So let's go see what we got right now. We got one Diamond Pro. Now, again, these are regular cards. We have two Diamond Pros down here. Pat Ewing, and then we got the John Havlicek. So we know that's covered. We got the Breanna Stewart. That's also going to be covered. Looks like 3 is the highest we can go. Now, a couple things to keep in mind here is that whether it be by chance or whether it be on how it's set up, almost count on that they activate more than you. Now, there is times, and I've kept track of this over some number of games before I stopped it because I just wanted to see. For the most part, they activate more than you. And for most part, the thing that it lands on sometimes is their activation. So, I think this might be defense on here, or maybe offense defense for Jimmy Butler. I think that's Jimmy Butler. Pitcher's really small, but I think he may be offense defense. But if it lands on defense and then it activates, then obviously his stats are going to go up. So, when I'm thinking about who I want to play, what I want to play, I always want to play the event cards first because those are the ones that are going to apply the boost to the entire team. Like I said, these boosts are going to stay. These boosts are going to stay with us if they activate. That one didn't activate, so we didn't get a boost. We have Steve Nash down here. That's also another one. He's an event card. We want to use him. Hopefully he get a boost. There's the activation. Offense, defense, playmaking. That applies to the entire team for the entire game. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. So now look at the boost, the green. Now the rest of the team is boost. Now none of these cards apply anything to the entire team, but if they activate, which he didn't, John Havlicek, if he would have activated, that boost would have stayed on him going into the second quarter, the third quarter, the fourth quarter, whenever I got him again. One thing to keep in mind, or at least maybe be smart of, is your peaks and your reshuffles. Peaks are going to show you what this card is. Now, in this particular case, this would be a good time to use one of my peaks. This Larry Bird down here can take out this Diamond Pro, but if this is a Diamond Pro behind this card, then I won't be able to win. So I want to see if that's a Diamond Pro or if it's not. And it's not. So since it's not, I feel fairly confident that I can get through this entire thing with 4 wins. So let's go with 4 wins. We're going to use Larry Bird first. He is the event card. Offense, defense, hopefully get an activation. We did. And again, these stats are just keep accumulating, and they keep adding to the rest of the team. We got offense and rebounding. Is there anybody? Looks like Brittany Griner. She's okay with rebounding. Now, it's quite possible. Now, with this card, this looks like Miles Turner. And I think Miles Turner has a rebounding stat. Like I said, it happens quite often that their activation lands on that. They activate and they win. Didn't happen that time, though. So we got lucky. Brittany Griner activated, though. And those stats get to stay on her for the remainder of the game, which is really cool. I really like that. Offense, defense. Let's go this one. Candace Parker. We got defense. No activation on either side. You do have to keep this in mind, though. These activations also stay on their team, too. So if they're activating, they're also keeping the stats. Let's go another 4. Same exact scenario. You want to use your events cards first because you want them to activate. Hopefully Hopefully activate. There's Larry Bird again activating. Look, his stats are getting so juiced. By the time the fourth quarter comes around, bro, they're so nice. A lot of times I want to use these lower tier cards sometimes to try to get an activation out of them to help boost their stats as well when you face like lower tier card. There's Candace Parker again. She got a boost to all stats. This is just a regular Vortex, and look at that thing, 1,400 points already. Offense rebounding, that means we got to go Pat Ewing. Would have been a diamond. If it would have been a Diamond Pro, we still would have been fine. And then we got another win, another activation. Look at Havlicek. He's in the 1800s for his offense and defense. Now with this particular one, we could do 5 and close it out, get max 16, but we've already used our peak. This right here, we don't know if it's a diamond, so maybe we can use it, maybe not. But here's an idea. And I'm just going to show you, you know, one of the things of the risks of doing this sort of stuff. I'm going to take Damian Lillard. We're going to go 5 still. And I'm going to show you, like, sometimes it's risky. Sometimes it pays off. Sometimes it doesn't. I probably would have just played it safe and did 3. But I'm just going to show you what the reshuffle does. Since I know I can win this, offense playmaking. Because it's Damian Lillard, bro. He's juiced. Look at those stats on offense playmaking. They activated, but no problem. We got that. They're down. Now we can use this. This will activate. Boom. Didn't need it, turned out, because I was kind of fearful that that was going to be a Diamond Pro. Now, we need one more Diamond Pro right there. We have... Oh, never mind. I take that back. We have LaMelo Ball. I was just kidding, guys. I was just kidding. Didn't even see that. That's why, you know, small vision really helps. This is what I was going to do anyway. Just use the reshuffle. These 2 cards, you know, we're going to win anyway. But let's just use the reshuffle. Reshuffle only shuffles the cards that are left. It doesn't give you 5 total cards. We only had 3 cards left. So it's only going to give us 3 cards back. It's going to reshuffle and give us 3 cards. Now, this particular case, it gave us 2 more diamonds. 2 more Diamond Pros. Dirk, event card, didn't activate. That's fine. We'll go Havlicek, and that's easy. We got total perfect score, 16. But anyways, guys, that is going to do it. That's everything that I learned from Platinum Playbook so far. Let me know in the comments if there's anything else that you think I forgot. For the most part, I'm loving it. For the most part, I think it's definitely a lot more playable, a lot more user-friendly than it used to be. And even if you don't have event cards, and even if you don't have special cards, if you play it smart and put in cards that have multiple stat activations, you can still turn out and be okay. Because as you saw, when we got to the fourth quarter, those card stats were crazy juiced on a lot of them because they have multiple stat boosts. All of the we have like 4 cards that have all stats for stat boost, and even though they activate as well, they don't put in the same idea as, like, you know what I'm saying. Basically, use the event cards, use your road trip cards, use the special cards. If you don't, then find the ones that have the multiple stat boosts, and you should be good. And yeah, hopefully you can get through it. We'll have to see how far we can get. We still got 2 days, 18 hours from the time of making this video. I think we're going on an okay pace, maybe a little bit behind. Hopefully y'all have a good weekend and are enjoying it. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. I will see y'all again soon. Y'all take it easy. I'm out. Peace.